Okay. This is Miriam Raftery with East County Magazine and the East County Magazine radio show on KNSJ. And I am delighted today to introduce our special guest, Supervisor Joel Anderson. Joel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Miriam. It's a pleasure.
Well, I understand congratulations are in order for the vote that you got approved by the county supervisors today. That's a step toward helping keep parks around our local lakes and reservoirs open. Tell us about the vote today.
Well, during the pandemic, we saw the city of San Diego only opened 3 of the lakes that they control, the recreational use of those lakes. And these are reservoirs primarily in East County. And yet we know that hunting, fishing, boating, hiking, camping are all family activities that are COVID approved, where nobody goes in a group of folks to fish. They usually want to hide their favorite fishing hole. And it's the same thing when you're boating. If you get too close, you bump boats. So these are great COVID approved recreational activities for families and individuals. So during that campaign, we collected over 1,200 letters of support, put pressure on the county, and forced the county to work with the city to open the reservoirs, like at El Cap, at Barrett Lake, all these places that East County residents love to attend.
I've got the list here. Let me just read them so listeners and viewers here will know. This includes viewers because we're also going to air the podcast on our news site. El Capitan Reservoir, Upper Otay Reservoir, San Vicente, Lake Hodges, Sutherland, and Barrett Reservoirs. So 6 of them altogether, I understand. Did I miss any?
Yes, that's correct. I think Hodges is 1 too, but in Lake Murray. But the key though is, why do we have to wait till the next pandemic? The county should be working with the city. We have a parks department. It's our residents, it's my constituents who frequently use these locations, and they're a wonderful place to take your family. So I want to fulfill my campaign promise in the first year.
Super. So my understanding is that the city, in response to what you did during the your campaign, they reopened them temporarily, but only for a limited number of days a week at some of these. So as I understand it, your proposal to the supervisors today, which was backed up by another signature with about at least 750 signatories, would be for county staff to reach out to the city of San Diego and some other agencies, Sweetwater Authority, I think there was one other.
Right, Helix Water District, all these folks that control recreational use to ensure that we can keep them open for our residents.
Right. So if the city of San Diego, for example, which owns most of these or runs most of them, couldn't or wouldn't, do you foresee that the county might step in and help a little bit on the financing?
We want to partner with them. The city of San Diego, their residents also use it. These are regional resources throughout the county. So, of course, we want to, I think the key is making sure that we give the most options for people who enjoy being outdoors and doing it in a safe way. I mean, this is the beauty of all this. Is it's COVID approved, right? So
great idea.
Whether you have a mask or not, you're in a boat alone. You're pretty doggone safe outside.
Yeah, there's probably nothing you can do that's safer than going boating or fishing out there at one of these lakes or hiking on one of these remote trails. Better than going to a crowded beach or a bar in the gas lamp.
Absolutely. And look, that's what makes East County a jewel to the county, that we have these resources.
True.
So it's a good thing.
No, we're sort of the playground, the backcountry playground for all of San Diego, really. And a lot of people just don't realize that. Now, I'm curious, Joel, do you see opportunities for the county to make improvements maybe at some of the other reservoirs that might also generate revenue to help pay for, you know, the added cost of this? Like at Lake Morena, for example, the county has cabins. I've seen some other lakes where they put up everything from teepees to canoe rentals to, you know, you name it, to help enhance the recreational opportunities, number one, but also make programs self-sustaining.
Well, Miriam, that's an excellent suggestion, but it's baby steps, right? So first, let's start and establish a relationship, and then let's grow from that. But that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping down the road that not only do we have 24/7 access to these lakes, access to these activities, but we can enhance the activities to serve more people and more interests.
Yeah, great idea. Yeah, I'm thinking of Helix a few years ago. They were ready to permanently close down the campgrounds and things at Lake Jennings. And there was one board director, Joel Scalziti, who said, no, give me a year to make it profitable. And they figured out ways to do that so that they got
Sure.
into
we
the
know
black
that
again.
Padre Dam with the
Lakes.
lakes there.
Mhm.
Those lakes, they have cabins, they have all sorts of stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
people love it. You're in the city, but you feel like you're in the country.
Yeah, you can do, bicycles built for 4 Surreys they had for a while, a little spray park for the little kids, and yeah, all kinds of stuff that was really, really fun there, pedal boats. I wanted to bring another lake-related, reservoir-related issue to your attention, Joel, but we've been doing some research here with the infrastructure bill that's coming down the road that the
Sure.
federal government just approved, that President Biden just signed. And in checking with one of our Congresswoman, Sarah Jacobs, she informed me that it does include the potential to fund dam repairs. And I don't know if you're aware, but as of 2021, this year, the state has ranked 2 dams in San Diego County, poor quality, the most dangerous possible. They are the El Capitan Reservoir and the Lake Hodges Reservoir. And they're also rated the highest, meaning the worst possible danger in terms of the inundation, the amount of lives that would be lost were they to break, which just seems like a disaster waiting to happen. And I'm particularly concerned about El Capitan because it's so near the Elsinore Fault. It has the potential for high 7-point quake, to occur within the next, I think it's 50 or 100 years. Were that dam to break or rupture, you would have lives potentially lost. I mean, the flood zone includes where the new SDSU campus is being built in Mission Valley, which just seems, really dangerous. But is that something where you might consider, I guess it's ultimately up to the county to recommend to the feds which infrastructure projects they want to see funded? While everybody's talking about should it be transit or should it be freeways, there's this dam sitting there that is really dangerous.
The city of San Diego has its own pot of money.
Mhm.
In fact, I believe it has as much or more than the county.
Interesting.
And have you had a chance to talk to Mayor Todd Gloria? Because those dams are under his control.
No, that's a good idea.
They're not county controlled.
Okay, I will definitely reach out to them.
Yeah, and
also the folks
I'm
at SDSU.
reluctant to get out ahead. I'd rather have their answer. If they needed help with like a letter of support,
Mhm.
I'd be happy to send a letter of support. But you know what? I'm very careful about staying in my lane and not telling other people how to run their business.
Yeah, no, I understand. But obviously the lives at stake include folks in your district, the folks that live in El Monte Valley, for example, that only has one way in and one way out.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, well, I will reach out to Mayor Gloria and also the folks in charge of that new
SDSU. I'm a little
campus.
jealous of your office. Your
office.
pillow.
my office mascot.
You're the only person I know that has a pillow that you can actually pet because it's your cat.
Yeah, I've tried kicking him out a time or two, and people will say, no, we want to watch the cat. They're funny. So as far as your proposal that was approved today, how long does staff have to come back to you for recommendations?
180 days.
180
days, I could come back with a plan. And I'm hoping when they reach out to them, this is a simple low-lying fruit. I think that San Diego's never had a partner before.
Mhm.
I think that they're going to be very open to the idea of having a partnership.
Oh, I
Part
think
of the
so.
reason why they didn't open all of the lakes is because they felt most of the residents didn't use some of the lakes that were further east. And yet we know people in District 2 use it all the time.
Oh, absolutely. There are beautiful resources out there. I've been to nearly all of them, and they're great. So I think I can say thanks from everybody out here in East County to fighting to get those back open for the enjoyment of everyone. I'm going to let you have the final word today, but is there anything else that you would like to add that I didn't already ask you about?
Well, Miriam, I appreciate the interview. I worked really hard to earn this office, and I plan to keep every one of my campaign promises. So 2 down and a few more to go. So as we move forward next year, I'll have more. I don't know if you know it, but we're moving forward addressing the homeless. I have a few
Yeah,
board letters on that, on mental health that I promised on. We are moving forward, partnering with El Cajon and Santee to get some
great.
hubs and facilities built. So I'm moving ahead. I'm keeping my word, and I was,
Very good.
I worked hard to move the SVPs as well. So
Yes, you did.
I'm appreciative for the honor of serving, and I love my job, and I want to do right by the people I represent.
Yeah. Well, let's take just a minute to talk a little bit more about the homeless stuff and what you've done there. I understand there was a proposal where you got it approved again for them to look at building shelters with services in the unincorporated areas in East County as well as North County, for one of the supervisors from up
Right.
that way. What's going on with that? And how do we make sure that we get one out here?
Staff is out with it. They're going to come back with a proposal.
Mhm.
I don't actually tell them what to do. I tell them what I want to accomplish, and then they come back as experts with a plan, and then we choose the plan that works best for us. But some of the items that we did are low-lying fruit, is we have a real issue with safe parking.
Yes.
Some people unfortunately live in their cars, and they need to know that when they park at night, that they're going to be safe, they're going to have bathroom services.
Won't get towed, and yeah.
Right. So that was one of the board letters, is to look at that along with tiny housing and some other out of the box thinking. But we don't have any of these resources right now in East County. And I think that we deserve to have the same resources as City of San Diego or North County or South Bay. And so I'm working feverishly to catch up and make sure that people don't slip through the cracks, that we take care of all of our neighbors.
Yeah, for such a long time, the city of El Cajon has really been the only one in East County that's had
they've done
resources to do
job.
it. Yeah, they're doing a lot, but you look at like
now
Little
we're going to
Lemon
bring some
Grove.
mental health components from the county to El Cajon to help step up their game.
Yeah, no, that's
so that we have better services.
Fantastically important. Little cities like La Mesa and Lemon Grove, they don't have the resources to go build their own shelters. And I've always wondered, why doesn't the county? So many of the homeless are camped along our rivers in Lakeside, in Santee, in Spring Valley, for example. And it's, of course, not only very sad to see people living that way, the people that are in need that are homeless, but also it presents hazards such as fire dangers. There's been some fires that were started just by people trying to, stay warm or smoking.
Hepatitis and other illnesses.
Right,
so,
right.
You know what? Look, if we saw an animal living that way, we would rescue them. I believe we should be rescuing all our neighbors and friends and making sure that nobody everyone should have an option not to live that way. And we need to give them those options. So, I apologize. It's 1:15. I've got to zip out. Thank you for accommodating my schedule.
You're very welcome.
Cat is delightful. What's your cat's name?
Rex.
Rex.
Well, Rex. Yeah.
Rex is fully entertaining.
Thank you, Joel. All right. We've been speaking with Supervisor Joel Anderson, representing the vast second district out here in East County, the unincorporated areas. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.